Hey guys, I know it's been a while. Welcome back to more Fig Nukin Records. We are here doing our top five Halloween albums, or just Halloween themed albums, Halloween
Dark, evil,
dark album,
spooky.
whatever you want to say. We're doing some fun stuff today with Halloween because it's the spirit of the witch, or whatever
The
season of the
season of the
witch,
witch, the spirit of the witch.
spirit spirit of
That's
Halloween,
our
spirit
next album.
Halloween.
That's our next album, Spirit of the Witch, dude.
Yeah, but we got to do it with two V's.
With songs like
Um,
Seven Whores of Isis and Ziggurat.
yeah, God, Ziggurat.
It's
It's gonna be a
happening.
good one.
I'm writing them.
Hell yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna do a loop around, and because I'm a terrible host, I'm gonna start first, mainly because this is the same order as
I mean, it's
Spillage.
your channel.
Uh, and of course, you've seen, of course, my co-host from
Co-host,
Boss
co-host
Nasty over
named
there.
Cole.
Uh, yeah, and then we got the co-founder of Spillage Studios, Patrick Tossi, with his little beanie on that he's been wearing for like the past 20 videos in a row on Spillage.
My hair
And
is
if
just
you guys are interested in more Halloween stuff, check out Spillage Studios. We're dropping 31 Nights of Halloween. We're doing a movie a day, short reviews. Check them out. They're fun.
Dude,
Everything's fun. We're
audio,
also playing.
audio moment. Sennheiser hat. Sennheiser hat, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm wearing my Columbia hat, my
I
Columbia
just got
Real
off work,
Tree
so I'm
Texas
wearing a
A&M
hat.
hat. Yeah, that's how we roll. We just wear hats on this channel.
Fuck yeah.
We're three hats, three
Hats
hat
with
guys.
hats with headphones is actually like the worst thing ever, just so you know. But
I mean, it's whatever.
well, I have like
It's
long
what
hair, so it's just like,
I thought you were about to say I have long headphones. I was like, what?
yeah, dude, long headphones.
Long headphones. All right. Well, I guess fuck it, dude. I'll start it off. Um, so I'm gonna start with the album by Uncle Ass and the Deadbeats, of course. I think at least two of us are big fans here.
Hell yeah.
Uh, so I'm gonna do Nell or a Blue, which is their album from I want to say 2023. 2024 actually. So last year's album. I think it. I don't think it was on my top 10 albums. Shockingly, it was one of the ones I really really liked last year. But I think just because of its nature of being almost a soundtrack more than a classic Uncle Acid album, I think it kind of fell for me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's an awesome Halloween album. And if you like Dario Argento, this is like his vibe, like the Goblin vibe, I guess, is mainly, all those movies were just
Yeah.
done by Goblin, all the soundtracks. So if you like that kind of style, this is the album for you. There's some really good songs, not a lot of vocals on here. I think uh, there might only be one song with vocals on here. I think it's Love Vipera, but awesome album, really cool. Just chill. You can sit, you can study with it on. You can just kind of bullshit, play some games. Really fun album. Fits the Halloween spirit perfectly. But yeah, let's pass off to you, Patrick. What do you got?
so the first one I did is probably not the best vocalist, but I did Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe. Just a classic '90s uh, purely horror themed album. It's perfect for going through a haunt, perfect for the October vibe. Living Dead Girl is a classic, especially you can, you hear it all over October. I think this album's like perfect if you're in the Halloween spirit. And all of his songs have, horror themes, whether it's like classic like monster movies or just like the House of a Thousand Corpses. If you like those type of movies, I think this is perfect vibe for it. And his is he known for being the best, uh, player or vocalist? No, but it's a perfect, metal vibe for the October spirit and for fall leaves in the air.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really well made industrial album for the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, we got the also Dragula on there, which was a
Yeah,
TikTok favorite for a bit there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, great album.
Yeah.
On you,
I find it
co-host.
I find it super
Oh,
interesting, like songs that like blow up on TikTok like way after their time. It keeps happening, and I find it so funny. It's like songs that are clearly good, but anyway, I digress. I liked what you said too. I think a lot of my albums are gonna have a lot of like ambient, like listen in the background kind of stuff, and I think that kind of works for that Halloween vibe. This first one kind of crosses into that world a little bit. So my first album is Primordial Arcana, or Arcana. It's the 2021 album from Wolves in the Throne Room. They're a black metal band that I really, really dig, and I think it's a black metal band that if you're into like more uh, metal in general you can still get into because they have really good production value in my opinion. And there's a lot of cool ambient soundscape stuff on here too that is great for like background. Obviously, like the more metally stuff, maybe not so much. I think it is, but that's just my taste personally. And I really like the vibe of the album. It's very dark and spooky. It really gets you into that mood. And also, if you're just having a bad day, it's a nice thing to just like zone out to. A little bit of anger, a little bit of like somber darkness, and I think it really works for that kind of Halloween vibe. So I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I'll keep up the trend with a really well made black metal. And this is more of an ambient folky black metal group, Agalloch. And the album Ashes Against the Grain. This album is one of those albums I just think has that perfect Halloween feel. It feels very eerie. Honestly, it almost could be just a I'm not gonna lie, it's almost just a winter album too. Like it's got that depressing winter vibe, and it does talk a lot about, like, songs like "Falling Snow," "The White Mountain on Which You Will Die," "Fire Above, Ice Below." Very, very wintry sounding, but I think it's that perfect like almost folding you into winter
Yeah.
because it's so eerie, and there's parts where it's like, damn, I feel like I'm listening to like a really creepy horror soundtrack, and the vocals are like almost like a mellow growl, like not even a growl, I guess, almost like a mellow scream.
Yeah.
He does such a unique thing with his voice that almost nothing is like. And of course it was hard to choose between this album and The Mantle, but I just went with this one because I actually really like this one, and I think this is probably my favorite. um yeah, I mean, there's so much I can say about this album. Just really well produced, super interesting, like synths and everything like that. Super nice uh acoustic guitar, which I honestly like. I think acoustic guitar is like a low key, like if you can make it right, it really fits that fall going into winter vibe.
Yeah.
But back to you, Patrick.
Uh, so I'm switching up the pace a little bit, still keeping like the horror movie themes, and this is a classic for death metal fans. Morticians, Chainsaw Dismemberment. All their songs have like the first like 30 seconds to like minute are clips from horror movies, so it's very unique. But then you only get like maybe they're known for like their last minute. They have quick songs. Like this album has 28 songs on it, and the first like minute of the songs are always like clips from horror movies, and the transitions to more like metal instrument, like brutal instrumental. Um, Not a lot of vocals in this album, but it just has really cool, just very upbeat death metal, with the ambient horror movie clips from it. So if you like that, it has based off this album's based off Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scream, a bunch of like classic zombie movies, so like Night of the Living Dead, and they base all their songs off like the vibes of those movies. I think it's very unique. I know it's not for everyone because they program the drums and the bass like really high, so it's it, if you're more into like the brutal death metal, you'll definitely like this. Um, it's not as ambient as or atmospheric as like the black metal bands you guys have picked, but I still like it. It's not something you'll play on like repeat if you're going. Um, but it's definitely perfect if you're up more for the upbeat type of like brutal style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think my next pick is definitely gonna be less of the like ambient kind of chill out to a spooky mood. This is just like straight up like brutal shit. I actually this was on previous Fig Nuken Records video. My album's 2024. This is gonna be The Will of Hate by Teeth. It's their 2024 album. Buddy at work actually turned me on to this band, and they're just a super heavy, super brutal. I guess like death metal. I'm not good with the genres when it gets into like really like specific metal. I'm sure people can tell me exactly what it is, but it's just super heavy, super like oppressive metal. I would call it death metal, and I think it's perfect for just like that kind of like angrier side of like the horror spooky world. And also the album cover is sick and very spooky and weird and abstract. All of their album covers are actually sick. The ones that I can think of off the top of my head anyway. And I think this album is a really great just like full listen through too, because everything feels very cohesive. And there's not a lot of like insane technicality or anything, but like the way that everything kind of flows together, I think works super well and just keeps you in that vibe. Especially like at my job, I can wear headphones sometimes. Sometimes I'm just having a shitty day. It's a great album to put on for that. Um, and I also think for that fall winter season, kind of what you were saying with like the black metal stuff, because that's a classic black metal vibe. Fall winter, cold darkness. I think this does kind of work in that world, and so I would highly recommend it if you're into like really like brutal heavy metal.
Oh yeah. I guess it's back to me then.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go. I guess I'll keep the trend up with a little bit more like death metal-y stuff. I'm gonna go with Cradle Filth, who I know is a band that's kind of got a sour taste in their people's mouths right now because of all the stuff that happened with the band members quitting and the whole contract situation. I'm gonna say fuck that. Separate the art from the artist for a second, and I'm gonna do Midian by Cradle of Filth, a really cool album that is super Lovecraftian. Which, of course, anything in that horror realm is gonna be great for Halloween. And this album, of course, with the great intro track At the Gates of Midian into Cthulhu Dawn, which is an amazing song. You got great ones. Saffron's Curse is great. Her Ghost in the Fog, of course, is a classic on there. And you got other ones like the great titled Lord Abortion. Um, but yeah, it's just a great album, a fun concept album by Cradle Filth, all about like Lovecraftian and kind of like old school horror stuff. So I don't know. I really, really enjoy
What is
it.
that
It's a,
Count Raven song about abortion?
oh man, is
Uh,
it something
uh,
about?
I can't remember the name of the song, but there's like a Count Raven song that is really awesome and sounds just like Black Sabbath. We'll have to maybe put it in the description or something.
Yeah, that one is pretty fun song. But yeah, back to you, Patrick.
So I'm completely changing the vibe of everything. So this is not metal, but this is also not. It's not a Halloween album, but it's perfect for the fall. It's an album I listen to every single day because I love it that much. The Smith, The Queen is Dead. Um, I think it's perfect front to back, and no skips. Um, The Queen is Dead, Frankly, Mr. Shankly are the two of my favorite songs on here. Cemetery Graves. It just has like all fall ambient type of the 80s indie rock type of vibe. I think it's perfect for the fall. And even Halloween, it just I don't know, it just reminds me going down like a cold street, smoking a cigarette. It just has that type of like ambient fall vibe. I just think it's perfect for this time of the year.
Right on. Is it me?
Yep.
That is you.
All right, we're back to me, and I'm gonna take the vibe back kind of into the realm of metal, but more like doom metal, stoner rock kind of stuff. And I'm gonna go with Green Lungs 2019 album Woodland Rights. I got into this band recently, and they're really really awesome. But this album is my favorite of theirs. It's a amazing doom metal kind of like Sabbathy inspired record. I fell in love with it immediately. The song "Let the Devil In" is one of my favorite doom metal songs of all time. The title track "Woodland Rights" is great, and the rest of the album also just kicks. The guitar work on this album is like top tier. It's stellar. The production is great, and it's all like the whole album is the themes of like witches and rituals and the weird esoteric, kind of satanic stuff. And I think that it's a perfect for this Halloween vibe. And I think if you're into that kind of music, or even if you're just into like Sabbath and you want to try something new, I highly recommend this album and Green Lung in general. Stellar album. Go listen to it. 100%.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna bring it back to some Lovecraftian stuff with a pop punk band who have more punkier albums, have more stuff like that. But I really like this album because I love the more poppiness with it and the more punk. Like it just kind of swaps around. It is the Dukes of Alhazred, and it is Darkest of the Hillside Thickets. Some great songs on here. Arachnotopia, uh, Co. I don't know how to say that. It's like a fish that was thought to be extinct, but it's like that
Oh,
anthem.
Coelacanth.
Yeah, coelacanth. Yeah, there you go. Coelacanthum is what it's called. Um, and that song is fun. I do love the one line from that song where it's like, um, they have a song called Barracuda, but there's not a one named after you. Like that's that part, and I was like, yeah. It's just fun. They have like a song. It's all like Lovecraftian, so it's got a lot of fucking, you know, Boston, New England vibes. So they have like the Great Molasses Disaster, which talks about the, um, I don't know if you ever knew about this, but there in like Boston, there's this big flood of molasses that killed a bunch of people.
I did
There was like a
not.
50-foot wave of molasses because this molasses like tank exploded.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
and yeah, so there's like that. They have Welcome to the Island, which is like about like a cult island, fun. Shoggoth's Away, which is from another album, but and then you have like Kill the Chupacabra at Night, just like some fun, goofy tracks that are fun. Some are more punky, some more pop. Overall, just a fun album. And of course, the album title is also awesome. Dukes of Alhazred, like just a fun, cool album. Patrick.
So for this one, I'm keeping like the metal theme. I picked Typo Negatives. I was like debating about picking either Life is Killing Me or October Rust. I ended up picking October Rust because I feel like they have more Halloween themed songs. Um, just the perfect, goth metal. If you're looking for more, like, I feel like their stuff is more leaning towards like, the dark and spooky side. Um, you have songs like Be My Druidess, Love You to Death, just classic goth metal songs.
Well, Peter Steele is a
Perfect for Halloween.
vampire, so
Yeah. If you feel like being a vampire, listen to this album.
Hell yeah.
I guess my next album is also going to be a bit of a departure, kind of. I'm going to go full on dungeon synth here. This is from a dungeon synth artist that I really like, Old Sorcery. I like to listen to like dungeon synth and like ambient type stuff when I'm just like chilling out, working on stuff, and like as background music. But Old Sorcery just put out a new. I assume it's probably a one man project. I don't actually know too much about the artist. Just listen to a lot of their stuff. But they just put out a new album called The Escapist, and of course all the titles are very like in that world of like esoteric, like Lichen Woods of I don't know how to say that last word. Wayfarer's Lantern, Voynich, like the Voynich manuscript. It's all like kind of that kind of stuff, like semi fantasy, but like more darker side of like fantasy and like mythical stuff. But it's just really great background ambient dungeon synth type stuff. I really love that stuff, and I think it's good for that spooky Halloween vibe. Maybe if you're having a party, you can throw something like this on, or if you're doing like a D&D session or something. But I really enjoyed it, and I was so surprised it came up my release radar on Spotify, and I was just like, oh, that's sick. And they just put it out, The Escapist by Old Sorcery.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if I've ever or we've ever talked about it. Have you ever listened to The Summoning?
I'm not sure.
They're pretty cool. They're like a black metal, but they have like a lot of dungeon synth like enveloped in the black metal.
Yeah.
And it's super cool. They're all Tolkien like based. It's like based on that. Like you wouldn't even know like listening to it, but it's like super cool.
I'll have to check it out.
Really unique like black metal-y dungeon synth. But yeah, I guess my last album here will be Capacitor by Cosmograph, which is a prog rock album, prog rock, prog metal a little bit too. Album that's all about it's a concept album, all about basically I guess it's gonna be like the probably early 1900s, probably like the 20s or something like that, where they create a machine that can um, capture the spirit of ghosts and they're able to talk to them.
Yeah.
And it just goes through this
I've
whole
heard of
story
that,
about
yeah.
like people, certain people's deaths and stuff like that, and some like cool like creepier vibes about like ghosts haunting people and stuff like that. It's a pretty unique album, um, but super well made and super underappreciated artist. Cosmograph, super cool. And I could have chose a couple of his albums, to be honest. He's got like an album about like a scarecrow who's alive. He's got an album about aliens
Is it all like
abducting
concept
people.
album stuff?
Yeah, he does a lot, like mainly
Is it
concept
one guy?
albums. Yeah,
Cool,
for the
that's
most
cool.
part, I think he might have like a band who works with him, like
Like, yeah,
studios
live, yeah.
musicians, but like he is the main guy
Yeah.
of the band. So, all right, off to you, Patrick, for your last album.
So for my last one, I was gonna do a more mainstream one, but I feel like I'll do more of a lesser known artist. So I'm gonna do Hell's Enemy, A Pale Light in the Gloom. It's a solo project. It's going back like it's a dungeon synth, like atmospheric black metal album. Just has like the perfect, like dark fantasy type of vibe. No vocals at all. If you just like it's dungeon. I would categorize it as dungeon stuff. But it just has like a dark, gloomy vibe in every song. All inspired by just, I believe it was inspired through like, classic, you know, RPG games. Yeah, just perfect if you want more of like an atmospheric or dungeon sick type of vibe.
Cool. I guess I'm last.
Yes, you are.
I'll head it off with heavy hitter. I had to throw Opeth in there. I'm gonna go with Opeth's 2005 album Ghost Reveries. This is actually it kind of teeters. I love a lot of Opeth albums, but I think this usually hits like number 1 or 2 for me. Really, you could listen to almost any Opeth album and get that kind of Halloween dark kind of vibe. But I think Ghost Reveries works really well. It's also just a really solid album all the way through. I mean, you've got Ghost of Perdition, which is a fucking amazing metal song. Bang of the Hounds, also amazing. Beneath the Mire, which has one of my favorite little synth kind of keys lines in almost any song ever. Harlequin Forest is a great tune. I mean, it's an amazing album. I highly recommend you listen to it if you're into death metal, black metal-y kind of stuff, and just heavy music in general. It's got that spooky vibe. I would say the honorable mention would be just also listen to Blackwater Park, because why not? You should anyway. But I had to what?
Rise.
You can listen to almost any of their metal albums, and you'll get that kind of vibe. But I wanted to sneak Opeth in there, but Ghost Reveries would be my pick specifically.
Actually, my pick would always have to be the Swedish version of In Cauda Venenum, or however you say it.
Venatum or whatever. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's not the one. That's not the one I'd pick.
The Swedish version.
But you have to watch it in sub, not dub.
Yeah, fuck off, Opeth fans. We hate you. If you like anything past Heritage, get the fuck out of here. I don't even care. Last Will and Testament also sucks.
Sorceress?
Still not as good as anything.
It's not. I mean, but it's a good album. Okay, I really just like the song Sorceress. I mean, the rest of the album can.
I'd rather listen to Opeth in live concert at the Royal Albert Hall with James LeBrie singing than listen to any of the albums past.
I would not want to listen to that. I would not want to listen to that. Did he swallow another shrimp? Now he can do black metal vocals or something?
Yeah, probably.
James, quit Dream Theater, please.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you all very much for watching.
Time to go to band practice.
Have a happy Halloween.
Peace.